We are on the road to WrestleMania 41, ladies and gentlemen, en route to Las Vegas, but to get there, we need to make a quick pit stop in Toronto for Elimination Chamber 2025. It is a match card predicted, ladies and gentlemen, and no, it doesn't take a genius to work out. There may be an Elimination Chamber match or two on this show. In fact, WWE have confirmed it, and we know a couple of superstars that will already be going inside the dangerous steel structure. I will be predicting the rest of the field for both men and women's matches, and predicting a winner and the direction for WrestleMania 41. As well as that, we've got two Royal Rumble winners who will be deciding their fate and which championship they'll be going for on this show, in my opinion. And I've got two further matches as well I will be discussing. One will be a championship match, and we'll finish off with a good old-fashioned Canadian grudge match. So let's dive straight into it then, and let's talk about the men's Elimination Chamber. John Cena has declared he will be inside the Elimination Chamber in a very political, dare I say, Hulk Hogan move, saying it is best for business, and after 23 years of loyal service to WWE, he does not need to qualify. Interesting, because it's not such a babyface move from Big Match John, but everything feels so much more real now on this farewell tour after he didn't win the Royal Rumble. Shock and horror, because he said, well, it feels a lot more real now, and he needs to win that 17th world title. He's not just pleased to be there now and just going to say his farewells and goodbyes. He needs to do this, and he needs to win the 17th world title, not just because it's best to business, but also because he wants to shake the hand of the person who one day wins 18 world championships, which brings it back more back to the babyface side. However, Big Match John, is he going to be able to get the job done? Well, so far we're going to have to find out who he's going to be going against, but we know CM Punk will be inside the Elimination Chamber with him. Someone who's desperate to main event WrestleMania. Someone who's never done it, by the way, either. He defeated Sami Zayn in a qualifying match on Monday Night Raw. I can't wait for a pipe bomb or two from CM Punk on to John Cena. We've seen one or two famous ones done in the past, wink wink. Elsewhere, we know a couple of other qualifying matches that have been announced on the Raw side. Next week on Raw, we have Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. I predict Logan Paul will pick up the victory there. He will join the field. And the week after that, we know we have Seth frickin' Rollins going against Finn Balor. And a lot of things are going bad for Finn Balor as of late. Seth Rollins, be fair, is the bigger name right now and bigger value to get a main event of WrestleMania, and of course that means he gets to share the chamber with CM Punk. So I have Seth frickin' Rollins also qualifying for the chamber. That then leaves us with, well, what will happen after this, because, well, we have three names from Raw that have been announced. John Cena naturally is just going to take the spot, so we need two superstars from Friday Night SmackDown to complete the field. Roman Reigns currently is out indefinitely, so it's not looking like he will be there. But I will predict this superstar definitely will be there. Damian Priest, who recently moved from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown. It'll be interesting to see who he would beat in a qualifying match. However, the last spot may surprise one or two people, because you're going to say, well, maybe you're thinking LA Knight. No, I'm not. Maybe Jacob Fatu, as awesome as that would be. It's not my prediction. I'm going to predict a transfer has been made from Raw to SmackDown to finish off this transfer window, because we know the last move was made from SmackDown to Raw this past week on Raw, with AJ Styles moving to the red brand. You don't just trade over AJ Styles without someone going back the other direction. With all the controversies surrounding the Royal Rumble, I'm predicting that Drew McIntyre is moving over to SmackDown, and I predict he will defeat LA Knight in a qualifying match to get inside the Elimination Chamber. With everything that's going on right now with Drew McIntyre, I think it's all a work. I do believe that we will be getting Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest at WrestleMania, and that can start building here inside Elimination Chamber. So I've mentioned a couple of feuds as we've rounded off the field there for you. I think Drew and Damian will probably cancel each other out. I think that CM Punk and Seth Rollins probably cancel each other out. Logan Paul is there for, well, the social influencer viewership, let's just say. I don't see him winning here going to WrestleMania. I think John Cena will get the job done. However, unlike other Elimination Chambers where John Cena has gone through the field and done things the John Cena way, hustle, loyalty and respect, I think there may be something a bit shady about John Cena's win, because like I say, not everything feels as squeaky clean as we're used to with Big Match John here. Now, I'm not saying he's going to cheat, not yet anyway. However, what I am going to suggest is, I think when we get to the final three, I think it'll be Cena, Punk and Rollins. I think Punk will eliminate Rollins, therefore Rollins will not be able to bear the idea of Punk being that close to that WrestleMania main event. I think that Punk will be taken out by Rollins for what will be seen as the greater good. That way John Cena doesn't win clean, but he gets the win nonetheless. So yeah, John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber. Who will he go against at WrestleMania 41? Well, that is really decided by Jey Uso, because Jey Uso is the Royal Rumble winner. He can call which champion he wants, either the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther or the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes. The one he doesn't choose is the one that John Cena will be facing. I think we'll get that decision at the Elimination Chamber. I think Jey Uso, in fact, will even appear on the Grayson Waller effect, because that's where Grayson Waller likes to get the big scoops. Waller and Theory are now on Raw, and, well, they may not even be a team by this point after Vengeance Day, but that's for another video. Waller, I think, will certainly have the Grayson Waller effect. I think Jey Uso will make the call that he will be going for Gunther and the World Heavyweight Championship, which will then leave John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. How exciting is that? Let's move over then to the Women's Elimination Chamber. At the time of recording, we know Liv Morgan will be inside the Elimination Chamber, defeating Io Sky on Raw by disqualification, by the way, due to Rhea Ripley's interference. Of course, it was accidental as well. Io Sky has had her WrestleMania moment taken away from her, but how long for is going to be the question I'm going to ask, because despite the fact she's lost this match, I do think Adam Pearce will eventually give her another opportunity, as it was not a fair result. I think Io Sky will win that second chance, whether it's against all previous losers in qualifying matches or just being attached to another qualifying match and getting the opportunity to qualify that way. I think Io Sky will find a way in. And lastly, from the Raw side, we have Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, been announced for Raw next week. I think Bayley will be inside the chamber, although secretly I'm hoping Roxanne costs Bayley, and I think that I would like to see Lyra in there instead. But I think Bayley will be the one, if I had to predict at the time of recording. That leaves us to the SmackDown side then, and I'm going to go for the Women's Tag Team Champions to be in there, Bianca Belair and Naomi. Not sure of who they'll be beating in qualifying matches at the time of recording. They have nothing else really to do at this present time, because, well, the number one contenders for the Women's Tag Team Championships are Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So Liv Morgan's already in the chamber, so they will not be defending the titles on this show, which leaves them free for the chamber. Plus, they have some name value as well, especially with, you know, Bianca Belair being a former WrestleMania main eventer. And to close off the field, no, it's not Nia Jax. I am predicting that we will get Canada's own Chelsea Green, the Women's United States Champion. She needs to be on this show. Being a Canadian representative, also being United States Champion, that could be a lot of fun with that crowd. She's got such an amazing gimmick. I'd love to see how that would play out. But as for a result of the match, well, right now for me, if I had to predict looking at that field, I would go with Io Sky to pick up the victory. There seems to be brewing something there with Rhea and Io, and certainly on Raw has changed my perception, because I've said for the longest time I think Becky Lynch is going to return en route to WrestleMania. The only way I can see that playing out now, because if she's not qualifying for the chamber, she's not getting in a WrestleMania match unless it's involving Liv Morgan. Now, as much as I would like to see Liv Morgan win the chamber and take on Rhea and then have Becky come back, I'm not convinced now Becky's coming back. And we've seen Rhea versus Liv many times now. So Rhea versus Io would be something fresh and would be something different. So that is my prediction at this particular time with that chamber. And like I've said there, I've pretty much stated I think Io will be taking on Rhea Ripley. That's because I don't have Charlotte Flair picking Rhea. It's not the right time to do that third WrestleMania match, in my personal opinion. Despite them teasing that match on Raw this past week, I think Charlotte will opt for Tiffany Stratton, the WWE Women's Champion on SmackDown. It also makes sense, by the way. Charlotte has been on the shelf for 13 months. For her to return to be a part of SmackDown with vignettes for a couple of weeks to then win the Rumble and move to Raw doesn't really add up to me. She might as well just done that on Raw, and just been a Raw superstar. So I think she'll be sticking around on SmackDown. I think Tiffany is the person she'll be going for. And, well, as we start to dive into the other matches, I have Tiffany Stratton defeating Nia Jax on this show to retain the Women's Championship. Tiffany cashed in against Nia, of course, at the start of the year to win the Women's Championship. Nia needs a rematch. Why should she go for the chamber when she should automatically really have a rematch clause. Therefore, I think they do the match here, and I think Charlotte versus Tiffany, which I think is a bigger match, is safe for WrestleMania. Charlotte can simply come down to the ring after Tiffany retains, have the stare down, point at the sign. It's as classic as you need it to be. Last but not least, let's talk about a good old famous Canadian grudge match. Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, because, well, Sami Zayn did not assist Kevin Owens in the ladder match at the Royal Rumble. Therefore, Kevin Owens again did not get the job done against Cody Rhodes. A brutal ladder spot to finish off that match as well. I was shocked that KO appeared on Raw after an Alabama slam through a ladder and being folded up like a pretzel on the concrete floor. However, KO was there, he did look a bit wobbly, and he package pile-drived Sami Zayn after Sami lost his qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber against CM Punk. As much as this could build for WrestleMania, look, this show's in Toronto. This is like WrestleMania for these two here, to go and have a classic match with a lot of time on the line. It would be perfect, in my personal opinion, to do that here. And, well, the package pile-driver has been a theme throughout. I think this will be the show Randy Orton does return. I think an RKO is coming to Kevin Owens, building their match for WrestleMania, and I think that Sami Zayn will pick up the victory against KO here in Toronto. As for Sami's WrestleMania direction right now, judging by WWE TV, it's looking like it could be Karrion Kross. So that's my match card predicted then for Elimination Chamber. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is going inside the chamber? I'd like to know your field of 6 for the men and for the women. And if you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share with a friend, and subscribe as well. We are truly on the road to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. Expect plenty of content in the meantime, building towards the show. And like I say, in the meantime, we're on the road to Elimination Chamber. Expect plenty of build for that show as well. But if you want to see more from the channel in the meantime, until the next video, check out the side of your screen right now. It's the Royal Rumble 2025 review podcast format. Enjoy, take care. I'll see you for the next one.